Hey everybody, I hope you're having an amazing day. In today's video, I'm gonna give you 5 of the top questions that are asked during your marriage green card interview. So make sure to stick around. My name is Michael Ashoori and I'm a U.S. immigration lawyer based in Los Angeles, California. At my law firm, we work with clients from all over the nation and worldwide, and we regularly post videos to make sure that you're up to date with the latest immigration news, tips, and pointers. So if you haven't yet subscribed to our YouTube channel, make sure to hit the subscribe button now. Also, make sure to give this video a big thumbs up so that YouTube knows to share this information with more people. So as I mentioned earlier, in today's video, we're gonna go over 5 of the top questions that are asked during your marriage green card interview. So as a quick overview, when you apply for a green card based on marriage to a U.S. citizen or lawful permanent resident, and you're inside the United States, the process is generally referred to as an adjustment of status. And part of the adjustment of status process requires that you attend an interview with an immigration officer. And during your interview, the immigration officer is going to ask you various questions to figure out whether all the aspects of your case check out, whether everything looks good, and whether you're eligible for a marriage-based green card. So they generally have various different types of questions that they can ask you, but there are certain questions that are asked more frequently than others. And again, in today's video, we're going to go over 5 of the top questions that are asked. So let's go through them right now. So the first commonly asked question during an adjustment of status interview is, how did you and your spouse meet? Pretty straightforward question that you should have the answer to. So again, how did you and your spouse meet? The second commonly asked question is, when did you and your spouse get married? So the date of your marriage. Another question that you should definitely have the answer to. The third commonly asked question is, how did you propose to your spouse? Or how did your spouse propose to you? The fourth commonly asked question is, what are the names of your spouse's immediate family members, including their parents and their siblings? And the fifth commonly asked question is something like, what did you have for breakfast this morning? Or how did you get to the interview today? So now that we went over those questions, I want to go over a couple of important points. The first important point that I want to mention is that one of the main reasons why there's an interview requirement for a marriage-based adjustment of status is because the immigration officer wants to make sure that you have what's called a bona fide marriage. A bona fide marriage means that at the time you entered into the marriage with your spouse, you were truly intending on building a life together. That this wasn't some sort of a fraudulent marriage just intended for the spouse to get immigration benefits. So again, during the interview, the immigration officer is trying to make sure that this is a bona fide marriage. So as you can see from those questions that we went over, those questions help the officer to determine whether this is a real marriage. Because if you are truly in a bona fide marriage with your spouse, generally speaking, you should know the details to these types of questions, such as, how did you meet? When did you get married? How did your spouse propose to you? And you should know the names of their family members. This is just basic information that helps the officer determine whether the marriage is in fact bona fide. So that's the first point that I want to mention. The second point that I want to mention is that this is not by any means a comprehensive list of all the questions that you're going to be asked during the marriage-based green card interview. There are several different types of potential questions that the immigration officer might ask you about. So you should make sure to prepare for the interview. There are several resources available for free online that will give you sample questions that have been asked in previous interviews, or potential questions that could be asked of you. You can go through those questions to familiarize yourself with the types of questions that will be asked. The more prepared you are, the calmer you will be during your marriage-based green card interview, which will help you to have a positive outcome. So there you have it. In this video, we quickly went over 5 of the top questions that are asked during a marriage-based adjustment of status interview. I hope you guys found this information extremely helpful, and I hope this information helps you to better prepare for your marriage-based green card interview. If you have any questions, feel free to put them in the comments below. As always, thank you guys so much for tuning into this video, and I will see you on the next one.